Okay, hi Banat. This is a short video for this lesson. As you know, you have a quiz this week on lesson 4.2. There are like basically 3 ideas maybe on this lesson, or maybe 2. Anyways, let's start right away. The whole goal of the lesson is to find the zeros or the solutions by factoring. If you remember, the zeros or the solutions, they are basically the values of the function that will make the values of the x of the function that will make the y 0. So also we call them x-intercepts. This is another solution or x-intercept. The y of it is always 0. Okay, we call them x-intercepts, we call them solutions, we call them zeros, we call them roots. Anyways, so basically they are the value of x that would make the equation or the parabola equal to 0. That would make the y or the parabola, the y means the function, the equation, equals to 0. How does it work? I'll start with a very nice property. It's called the zero product property. What does it state? It states that if you have two numbers or two terms, two things multiplied by each other and the answer equals to 0, then either the first one is 0 or the second one is 0. So we can use that very nicely to help us find the values of x that would make the whole statement equal 0. Because if you want to solve it like this, you won't get anywhere. You can't really solve it. Usually last year we learned that if you want to solve an equation, you should have one variable. But here we have two variables and we can't really combine them. There's a multiplication here. If you expand, you're gonna get x squared, and you can't really reach anywhere from there. Then there's a very nice property says if you have them written as something times another thing, which is factors, they are written as factors. What does it mean written as factors? يعني a bracket times another bracket. If you have them written like this and equals to 0, strictly equals to 0, that's the point of the property, then you can say that either the first bracket equals 0, like x minus 9 equals to 0, or the second bracket equals 0, 5x plus 2 equals 0. So you can say that either this is 0 or this is 0, and then you can solve separately, each one separately. So I'll start solving here. Just to cancel negative 9, add 9 both sides, or just take the negative 9 to the other side, it's going to be positive 9. Now you have x equals 9 plus 0 is 9. This is one of the x-intercepts or the solutions or the zeros. Here is the other one. Again, take the 2 here, it's going to be negative 2. Khalas, cancelled. Now we have 5x equals negative 2 plus 0 and negative 2. Then divide by 5, divide by 5. Now we have x equals negative 2 over 5. This is the other solution or the other zero. Remember, quadratic functions usually they have either two zeros if they are intercepting the x-intercepts twice, or maybe they have 1 0 if it's the vertex that is crossing the x-intercept, or maybe they have no zeros, no solutions if the whole quadratic function was above the x-axis and heading upward, never intercepting the x-axis. So here no solution, here one solution, and here two solutions. You cannot have more. What if I have it written as this form, which is the standard form? A x squared plus bx plus c. Use factorization عادي. We learned how to do factorization at the beginning of the year. It was also part of the final. So we said that this is your b, this is your c. Think about two numbers. If you multiply them, you get the c, you get 20. If you add them, you get 9. So I have 4 times 5. Both should be positive. 4 times 5 is positive 20. 4 plus 5 is actually 9. So just open two brackets. I don't have an a, so I don't have to worry about it. X plus 4, x plus 5. Keep the fact that it's equal to 0. From here, I can use zero product property, which is if I have two terms multiplied by each other, two factors multiplied by each other equal to 0, either this is equal to 0 separately, or this is equal to 0. separately. Solve each one by itself. This is gonna go to the other side, positive 5. If you take it to the other side, it's gonna be negative 5. Cancelled. Now you have x equals 0 minus 5 is negative 5. This is one of the zeros, one of the solutions, one of the x-intercepts. Here, same thing, take the 4 here. Now you have x equals 0 with negative 4, it's actually negative 4. These are the two zeros. But it's a very nice, easy concept. Here, use each graph to find the solution of the related equation. As you can see, here, I don't have the graph crossing the x-axis at all. So basically, there is no solution. No solution, no zeros, no x-intercepts. They want the solutions. The solutions are x-intercepts. There is no x-intercept, so there is no solution. Here I have an x-intercept at 2 and an x-intercept at negative 3. So I have two x-intercepts, two solutions. Two solutions, where are they at? At x equals 2 and at x equals negative 3. Both of them, the y is 0. The equation will equal to 0. They are x-intercepts. Solve each equation by factoring. Let's take the first one. Again, if you want to solve such equation, you need to use factorization. So I have x squared plus 16x plus 64. So x squared plus 16x plus 64 equals 0. Okay, 1 second, let me get my calculator. Anyways, if you try to use factorization here again, okay, so basically you have to think about two numbers. If you multiply them, you're gonna get 64, you're gonna get your c. If you multiply them, you'll get your 64. If you will add them, you're gonna get your b, which is the 16. I'll just give it to you quickly. You can go ahead and list the factors and do the whole steps, but I'm gonna give it to you right away. It's basically 8 times 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 plus 8, it is 16. So just open two brackets, x plus 8 equals 0. And then from here, I can use 0 property and say either, x plus 8 equals 0 or x plus, it's basically the same thing, but you can do that. Take the 8 here, it's going to be negative 8. Now you have x equals negative 8. Or take the 8 here, it's going to be negative 8. Now you have x equals also negative 8. So I know it sounds confusing because there are two solutions, but both of them are the same value. In this case, if it's a repeated solution, then we call it a one solution. Bas what? Repeated. This is the case where your vertex is the point that is intersecting your x-axis. So this is a graph where the vertex is intersecting at, negative 8. So the y-axis should be on the other side. Somewhere here. 0, 1, 2, and so on, negative 1, and so on. So something like this. Let's see the other question. We have x squared minus 12x equals 64. So let's try to do this one. X squared minus 12x equals 64. In this case, my number one golden rule is I should have the equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. In this case, I don't have it equals to 0. Now, what can I do? I can empty up this side. Just move everything to this side. 64 will become here negative 64. And here, I'm going to have 0, nothing left. Now, on the left side, I'm going to have x squared negative 12x as they are. The 64 that came here became negative 64. Now I have a proper equation equal to 0. I can use factorization. That's the b, this is the c. I want to think about two numbers. If I multiply them, I'm going to get negative 64. And if I add them, I'm going to get negative 12. So multiplication is negative 64. Addition is negative 12. So basically, I'll give you the answer right away, but you can go through the steps. It's basically 16 times negative 4. 16 times negative 4, it is, sorry, positive 4 with negative 16. If you multiply them, you're gonna get negative 64. If you combine them, you're gonna get the negative 12. So just open two brackets, x minus 16 and x plus 4 equals 0. Since they are written as a factor times another factor equals 0, I can say that either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0. Then solve separately. Take the 16 here, it's going to be positive. Now you have x equals positive 16. This is one solution. Take the 4 here, or you have x equals negative 4. This is another solution. So there are two solutions. That's it. Here they're saying, this is a very nice question, a quadratic function in this form has a solution at negative 2. It is related function. It's a related function, has a vertex of 220. What is the other solution? Okay, so to solve this question, you need to first of all locate the vertex and locate this solution. You get it. What does it mean to have a solution at negative 2? يعني I have an x-intercept at negative 2 and the vertex is at 320. So let's go and plot these points just to imagine our equation. Okay, so okay, this is 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. Then you have here a lot of points, let's say negative 10, many points here, let's say 20. So I have a vertex at 320. So at 320, here's the vertex. And I have a solution at negative 2. So my graph will cross the x-axis at negative 2. It looks like a downward graph, obviously. So now the thing is, on the other side, my graph should also cross the x-axis. Obviously, it's a U, either downward or upward. So I can draw it roughly, but I don't know the accurate location. Where is it crossing? To be fair, you can count how far is this x-intercept from my vertex and then count to the other side. It's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points or 5 jumps away from the vertex, right? So from the x-intercept to the vertex, it took me 5 away. It was 5 away. So to find the other x-intercepts, count 5 on the other side. So go ahead and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, okay? So also on the other side should be the same distance away because the vertex, all points around the vertex are reflected. So here is the other x-intercepts. Count how much is 5 away from the 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should be at 8. So I have two solutions. One of them given by the question. The other one is at x equals 8. Okay? If you don't want to do graphing, just do the following. Subtract. Like just do negative 2 minus 3. You're going to see it's negative 5. Then go ahead and do again 3 with a 5 to the right side. So you're going to have not negative 5, positive 5 because you're going to go to the right, which is going to give you 8. You can do it mentally or with a graph. With a graph is way better صراحة. طيب, let's do this word problem. A museum has an outer steel with a uniform width of x. The area of the museum ceiling is equal to this amount. This is the amount of the area, and they gave me the dimensions. They said that this is basically x, this is another x, and here also x, here is also x. This whole thing, the gray part, every single time you have it as x. Now the thing is, what's the width of the outer seal wall? They want the width, like this whole thing. How much is it? First of all, let's write it as an expression. This whole thing is basically 20 plus an x from here and an x from here. So it's basically 20 plus 2x's. This is the width, but they want the value of it. Anyways, here it's basically the length, which is 40, plus again one more x from here, one more x from here. So 40 plus 2x's. This is the length. Okay. Now, to find how much is the value of x, I can use a very nice fact that they gave me the area, which is the 1600. Wait, I'm gonna write it here. They gave me the area as 1664, okay? And I know this area must equal to length times width, right? So this area must equal to 20 plus 2x times 40 plus 2x, okay? Or 2x plus 20 plus 4 times 2x plus 40. I prefer to have the x first. 2x plus 20 times 2x plus 40. Now I can expand these two brackets using FOIL method. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 40 is basically 80. If you expand, you're gonna get this. 20 times 2x is basically 40x. 20 times 40 is 800, equals to 1664. And then combine these two together, you're gonna get 4x squared plus 80 plus 40 is 120. And then you're gonna have 800. Now equals to 1664. Take the 1664 to this side to solve the equation. Remember, to solve the equation, my equation should equal to 0. So take it to the other side so you can empty out this side. So just take it here. It's going to be negative 1664, gone. Now you have it as equal to 0. What's equal to 0? 4x squared plus 120x. And then subtract these, you have 800 minus 1664. You're going to get negative 864 equals to 0. Okay. You can use factorization to find what are the factors for this one. You can use factorization to factor this out and then solve this separately, solve that separately. Or you can use your calculator. I'm just going to teach you quickly how to use your calculator to also solve the equation without factorization. Okay, so you can go to mod, your calculator, mod, okay, then click on 5. Your calculator must be generation 9. Mod 5, and then your equation is power of 2, so you're gonna go to number 3, and you will have to fill your a, b, and c values. Your a is the coefficient of x squared, in this case it's 4. Your b is 120. Your c is negative 846. If you fill them and click on equal to, you're gonna get, wait, let me fill it very quickly. So 4, 120. By the way, every time you fill, write equal, type equal, like write type 4, then equal, 120 equal, negative 864, then equal, and one more equal. You're gonna get the two values. The first value of x equals to 6. The second value of x is equal to negative 36. These are the solutions given, ready. These are the ready solutions. خلاص, done. Okay, so this is another way to find the solutions. But if I tell you to use factorization and show your work, then you have to go and factor and show me your work. If I just tell you to find the solutions, then just find the solutions. That's it. Anyways, they want the width, right? If I'm talking about dimensions, which solution should I use? The 6 or the negative 36? I'm gonna use the 6, of course, because there is no side equals to a negative. Like you cannot say that this side is negative 36 centimeters. You only have positive sides. So this one I can ignore. It doesn't mean that it's not a solution. It's a solution for the equation, but I'm not going to use it for my real life situation. So just substitute your x with 6. You're going to have 20 plus 2 times 6, which equals to 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 20 is 32 units of feet, basically. This is the width. Done. Okay. Last idea is, how can you use factoring to graph? Very easy. Just first find the zeros, find the solutions. Remember, the solutions are the same as x-intercepts. How do you find the solutions? Just factor. Give me two numbers. If you multiply them, you get negative 8. If you add them, you get negative 2. Basically, negative 4 times 2. If you combine them, you're going to get negative 2. Open two brackets, negative 4 x plus 2, and equal it to 0 to find the solutions. Remember, solutions means it's equal to 0. Tamam? Either this is 0, x minus 4 equals 0, or this is 0, x plus 2 equals 0. Solve this. Take 4 here. X equals 4. This is the first x-intercept. Take the 2 here. X equals negative 2. This is the other solution. Go to your x-axis and plot them. I have at x equals negative 2 and at x equals 4. Then graph the vertex. Where is the vertex? Now, your vertex is, you remember, for standard form, if you want to find your vertex, the x of the vertex is basically negative b over 2a. What's your b? It's negative 2. What's your a? It's 1. So it's going to be negative, your b is negative 2, over 2 times your a is 1. Okay? So basically this is equals to 1. This is the x of my vertex. What's the y of my vertex? Substitute. Instead of x, put 1. So you're going to have 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 8. Basically, if you put this in the calculator, you're going to get negative 9. This is your y. So my vertex is at 1, negative 9. Go to your x-axis at 1, your y at negative 9. This is your vertex. And then graph. That's it. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Done. Okay, so again here, use factorization to graph this one. You can go ahead and try to do that, but I'm gonna explain one more question from here. I'll take this one. Okay, so here we have this equation. This question here is saying the total area is 198, and they gave me, let me take the question there. Salaha, this is way easier. Yeah. So here they're saying that the area is 198. So I know that the rule is area equals to length times width. The area is 198. It equals to the length, which is basically this side. Width is basically this side. Okay? The length equals to what? 16 plus x. So x plus 16. The width equals to what? 9. This is the 9. Plus another x from here. So x plus 9. That's the width. It would be way much easier if I already gave you the length and width. But keep in mind how to see the length and width. Okay? So what's the length is basically x plus 16. Width is x plus 9. And then multiply. X times x is x squared. X times 16, 16x, 9x, and then 9 times 16, 144, equals to 198. Remember the rule, my equation should equal to 0. So take this to this side so you can have here 0. If you took this here, it's going to be negative 198. Now, write down what you have left. I have x squared plus 16x and 16x plus 9, sorry. 16x plus 9 is 25x, okay? Combine these and combine these. 144 minus 198 is going to be negative 54. And then, obviously, I'm going to use factorization. Give me two numbers. If you multiply them, you get 54. And if you add them, negative 54. And if you add them, you're going to get 25. So you can list down all factors of negative 54, or you can use your calculator to find the solutions right away, as you like. As long as I did not ask you to show me the factorization steps, add. So the factors are basically negative 2 times 27. If you multiply them, you're going to get negative 54. If you add them, you're going to get 25. I'm going to open two brackets, x with negative 2, x with positive 27 equals to 0. Either this is 0, x minus 2 equals 0, so the x equals 2. Or this is 0, x plus 27 equals 0, so the x equals negative 27. You can do factorization, or from here, take your a, your b, your c, and put them in the calculator. Go to mod 5 3, and then click on your a is basically your coefficient of x squared, it's 1. B is basically 25. Your C is basically negative 54. If you plug these in and type equal, you're gonna get two solutions. X equals 2, which is exactly what we got. X equals negative 27, again exactly what we got. Okay? As long as I did not ask you to show me the factorization, you can do that. عادي. Let's take one more example of graphing. Let me do this one and then خلاص. You can go have fun. But I'm gonna use this slide. Okay, and I will take this question there. Yeah. So the question says use factorization to graph this one. Again, if you remember how to factor this one, we have an a. So multiply 2 with negative 3, you're gonna get negative 6. And I want the addition to be 5. So give me two numbers, you multiply them, you get negative 6, you add them, you get 5. It's basically negative 1 times 6, you get negative 6. If you combine them, you're gonna get 5. Open two brackets, x minus 1, but divide by your a. X plus 6 divided by your a equaled it to 0 because you want to find the solutions. 1 over 2, if you put it in the calculator, it's not going to be simplified. So move the 2 next to the x. It's going to be 2x minus 1. 6 over 2, if you put it in the calculator, you're going to get 3. Now solve separately. Either this equals to 0, so 2x minus 1 equals 0, or this equals to 0, x plus 3 equals to 0. Solve, take the 3 here, it's going to be negative 3, x equals 0 with negative 3 is negative 3. This is one of the x-intercepts. Go to x equals to negative 3 and put your x-intercept. Or here, take the negative 1 here, it's going to be positive 1. Now you have 2x equals 0 plus 1, 1. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X equals 1 over 2. 1 over 2 is between 0 and 1. It's basically somewhere here. And then, after you found your zeros, after you found the first step, do the second step, which is the vertex. Find your vertex. My x of the vertex, to find it, you use negative b over 2a. Remember, your a is 2 here. Your b is 5 here. Your C is negative 3. I want the B and the A. So it's going to be negative B, which is negative 5 over 2 times A, 2 times 2. But not if you don't remember how to find the vertex for the standard form, I'm recalling it now with you. So it's gonna be negative 5 over 4. I don't like decimals, which is gonna be 1.25 negative. This is my x of the vertex. To find the y of the vertex, just use the equation 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. But instead of x, substitute your x, which is 5 over 4. Negative 5 over 4, negative 5 over 4 with a bracket. Put this whole thing in the calculator. Just give me a minute because it will take me time to put this. Over 4. Make sure to use a bracket around the fraction from outside. Plus 5 times, or you can use negative 1.25 أسهل. Negative 1.25 صراحة أسهل. Minus 3. You're gonna get negative 6.125. This is the y of the vertex. So I have a vertex at negative 1.25 and negative 6.125. This is x, this is y. يعني you don't have to be accurate. خلص x is almost negative 1 somewhere here مش عارفة يعني, y is negative 1 almost somewhere here maybe, and the y is at negative 6, so يعني maybe somewhere here. خلص يعني try to be approximate بالgraphing, بس with numbers I want accurate numbers. تمام. طبعا الجرافينج تبعي مش ظابط بس يلا. If you have any questions, please ask me. For the quiz, I believe maybe you can go through the PowerPoint. It's gonna be inshallah good. And if you need extra practice, you can go through the book and extra practice worksheet. يلا يعطيكم العافية.